Christmas to you. Christmas is with us, so let's all join the celebration because it is a time to rejoice. My dear, cherished listeners, today we are still reading the book Navigating the Heart. Who is Dragging You? Written by Dr. Oksupak. Dr. Oksupak recognized that knowledge and skill-based education couldn't bring true change to our young ones. So, for the past 20 years, his priority is to give happiness and true change to the youth through mind education. So, his dream is for the youth to go to sleep with happiness and wake up with bright hope, because many youth go to sleep with sadness and wake up with pain. So this has been the priority and the dream of Reverend Oxpac. So as we keep reading this book, I believe it will have a great positive impact in your life. Today we are reading the 6th story in the 1st chapter, which is, Father, don't make me your son. Make me as one of your hired servants. He could not stay there any longer, so he determined in his heart to go home and started taking footsteps towards his father's house. He went in clothes that were rags, and he begged as he went along the way, "If I go in this image, how will my father see me? And what will he say? I was so confident in front of him back then. What will my brother say when he sees me like this? Maybe he will curse me, hit me, and kick me out." As he walked like that for several days, his thoughts became more complex. He had the heart that he was no longer worthy to be his father's son, but he wanted to be kept in his house as a hired servant. Finally, he got closer to his father's house. Around sunset, the father was sitting outside the gate and he saw his son walking towards him from afar. Just by seeing the way he walked, the father knew immediately that was his son. "It's my younger son," he exclaimed. The father ran out and hugged his son. With his eyes, the father didn't see the dirty image of his son. And while the son and the father were embracing one another, the father cried. The son also cried and said, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee. Now I cannot say that I am your son. I'll just be grateful if you treated me as one of your hired servants." The father did not listen to what the son was saying, but merely said to the servants, "What are you guys doing here? What are you guys doing now? Hurry up and prepare the bath water. Bring forth the best robes. You, bring my ring and my shoes. The rest of you, kill the fatted calf and let all the neighbors know that my son has returned in good health. Let's have a feast tonight." The servants' hands then led the son, and they washed his body and hair with warm water. They changed him into nice clothes and cut his hair nice and short. The son's thankfulness could not be expressed in words. When he met his father in his changed image, his father rejoiced, and then his father put a ring upon his hand, which is a symbol of his status as the son, and his father placed shoes upon his feet. The next story. The world of the heart changes as it goes through 6 levels. Literacy of the world say that there is no other story like this. According to them, there is no story so short with such deep meanings of life placed within it. This is due to the fact that the structure of the story and the contrasting colors are set very well. Even if a flower is pretty, if you draw it all in the red color, it is not interesting. In order to express the bright red beauty of the flower well, the flower must stand in contrast to the green leaves and stem. Likewise, there are contrasting colors within the story of the prodigal son, and they are also expressed very well. The prodigal son in the pig pen, rolling around, exhausted and tired, and hungry, trying to eat the husk that the swine fed on, is the infinitely dark image. Then there is the image of the son returning to the father's house and putting on the best robes, the ring on his finger, new shoes on his feet, and eating the cooked fatted calf. This is an infinitely bright image. The story of the prodigal son was not a story of events that actually happened. It was a story that was created. Nevertheless, it has sketched out precisely how the heart of man flows from the beginning to the end. People like the younger son begin by first exalting themselves. Most people do better than others once or twice. They do not remember the wrong they have done very well, but they rather remember for a very long time the good that they have done. When they make some money or do something that others are unable to do, they feel proud of themselves in their hearts. When they think about those things, they become joyful and proud. As one, then 2 layers of this kind of heart piled up, one on top of the other, they harden, leading to the thought, I'm doing very well. I too had memories of that. When I attended school, I did not have good grades. But when I was in the 3rd grade, there were 70 students in my class. Once, I finished in 3rd place. It was the first time I had ever done that well. When I showed my report card to my father, he was so happy that he took me to my grandfather. Father, Oksu got 3rd place. My grandpa was very proud of that, and he said, Wow, that boy. This was in the 3rd grade. I was 10 years old then, so it has been almost 60 years ago. Yet, that scene is still vivid in my mind. From then on, I had the heart that I was good at studying. Also, during the sport event, there were 8 people who ran a race, and I finished first one time. Through that incident, I had the heart. I can run well. This idea took root in my heart. When you have the heart that you are doing well, you become high-hearted. The younger son also had the heart that he was doing well, and with that heart, he became high-hearted. When you become high-hearted, you begin to become negligent and self-indulgent. The younger son took the great wealth received from his father, went to a faraway country, and wasted it all. If your heart is humble, then the prostitute cannot take you. But because the younger son's heart was arrogant and he believed in himself, he ended up becoming negligent and self-indulgent. Whoever you are, when you become arrogant, you become righteous. If you live that way, you will surely fail. Even though you do well in business and make lots of money, if you have the thought, I'm good at business, and have the heart to believe in yourself, then you cannot listen to others. Ultimately, you'll be destroyed. Why do people hate being a failure? It's because the heart falls into pain through that. After having lost everything, the younger son could not eat or sleep properly, and he was unable to wear good clothing. The next level is when regret begins. People's hearts flow in this manner. Heart flows in the same way that raindrops fall onto the mountain tops and then flow to the places that are lower, forming ponds and lakes, and ultimately flow downward to become ocean water. There are also the ways that people's hearts flow as well. People don't become destroyed for no reason. If you think you are doing well, you become high-hearted. And when you become high-hearted, you cannot listen to what others are saying. You live righteously, following your own thoughts, and then you become ruined. After you are ruined, pain comes to you. Have you ever seen a person who is in pain because he has failed? Have you ever seen a person who is in pain because he has lost his house and lost his car? Before, this person used to spend money vigorously. Now, he has no food to eat, so he goes to the vegetable market to eat the leftover vegetables that have been thrown away. He cannot buy his children any school supplies. Once you are ruined, these are the kinds of difficulties you go through. Once you go through the difficulties, you regret and then you turn around. The younger son was also so hungry after having lost everything. He became regretful and turned around. If I keep this up, I'm going to starve to death. In my father's house, even the high servants have bread enough to spare, and yet I perish with hunger. I should go to my father's house. First of all, if a person returns to his father's house, his life changes and he becomes happier. This is how all life goes. And that is why success is important. But it is also important to go through failure. You have to also realize you are wrong. And sometimes you have to even turn around. There are times when you need to learn from it and turn around. People who have a strong heart to believe in themselves will only surely fail. No matter who you are, you have to know that you can be wrong. You have to be able to see your own blemishes and you have to be able to feel your own wrongfulness. The story of the prodigal son has precisely sketched out the world of the heart through 6 levels. The first level is a level of believing in yourself. The second level is a level of negligence and self indulgence. If a person believes in himself, he becomes negligent. To be completely ruined is the third level. After having lost everything, you are at the fourth level where pain comes upon you. And when you are in the pain, then you realize your image and go on to the fifth level. When you realize how foolish it is to believe yourself, then finally, when you enter the sixth level, you receive the blessing. All people go through these levels. So when you look at a person's heart, you can see very precisely what step that person is at. People who do not have much experience in life are mostly at the first step. It is because they believe in themselves and they think that they are right. They believe that everything they do will go on well, so they do not listen to other people. On the other hand, if they have done something wrong, even if they have fallen into gambling or drugs or game addiction, if they know the world of the heart precisely, then they can break free from it. That is why, no matter who they are, they must learn the world of the heart. We will end here for today, and this is our last story in the first chapter. I wish you a Merry Christmas, and don't forget, a week without reading always weakens the brain. And so I wish you continuously read and listen so that we can also know the differences in life with mind education and life without mind education. Till we meet again, I say eta bye bye and Merry Christmas to you all.
Dashing through the snow.